Let's start with you, Christine. What do you make of the Union at the moment, the state of the Union, so to speak? Because the events that have been taking place in Northern Ireland at the moment, they have raised those questions again, haven't they, about how imminent that might be, the breakup, if at all?
Well, no, I don't think it's imminent because for it to be imminent, a majority of people in Scotland would have to want the breakup of the United Kingdom, and the majority of people in Scotland don't. The SNP talk about having the majority of seats at Westminster, but they only got 45% of the vote. And we had a referendum and people voted against it. And the most recent opinion polls show that the economic crisis and the war in Ukraine has made people more aware of the benefits of the United Kingdom. So it's far from imminent. The SNP might want it to be imminent. They might like to tell us it's imminent, but it's not. And I think one of the reasons it's not is the strength of devolution. Devolution has worked for Scotland. It's continuing to work for Scotland. But as a Liberal Democrat, what I would like to see is a more federal approach throughout the United Kingdom, some reform of the Constitution so that England, areas of England, have devolution. We have devolution already for London. Why not for Cornwall or Yorkshire or Greater Manchester?
Okay, all right. Yeah,
mayors, etc.
Absolutely, yes, although I suppose you could argue that London pays for everything else. But anyway, James Evans here, member of the Senate for Brecon and Radnorshire. Now, look, I'm a bit conflicted about this because I obviously voted for Brexit, ergo I quite like independence and self-determination. And so part of me is like, well, I suppose, really, I'd be a massive hypocrite, wouldn't I, if I said that, you know, I don't want Wales, well, I'd be opposed to Wales or Scotland or Northern Ireland or whatever being independent. That said, I don't think Mark Drakeford can run a bath.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth there. No, I don't think the First Minister can run a bath, and that's the problem with devolution here in Wales. We've got the worst health outcomes of all the four nations. We've got the worst education standards. We've got one of the worst economies out of all the home nations. But being Welsh, we are proud people. We are very proud of our country, very proud of our culture, and very proud of our heritage. But there are a lot of people in Wales who are very proud to be part of the United Kingdom. And I'm afraid that in Wales, we have a vocal minority, most of them who tend to live on Twitter under false names, who like to keep preaching that Wales is being let down by the United Kingdom government, that we're being forgotten, which is totally wrong. Wales has had more money from the United Kingdom government than what we have had before, since the Prime Minister has been in situ. We in Wales do not want to be independent. We realise that we're part of something bigger, and we just need to stop giving airtime to the vocal minority who are trying to divide our country and drive a wedge between us and the United Kingdom, which I don't think the majority of Welsh people want.